Counting On's Josh Duggar receives revised prison release date. Josh Duggar, the former reality television star, known for his appearance on the TLC shows 19 Kids and Counting and its spin-off Counting On, has received a revised prison release date. This new development has garnered significant public interest, given the attention surrounding his 2021 conviction and the numerous updates that have followed since. This direct script will neutrally outline the timeline leading to Duggar's incarceration, the details of his current sentence, the recent changes to his release schedule, the protocols of federal incarceration and sentence recalculation, and how the Duggar family and public have responded. No scenes are depicted, and the information is presented in a factual, balanced format. Joshua James Duggar, born March 3, 1988, is the eldest child of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar. He rose to fame as part of the Duggar family, whose daily life was documented in the TLC reality series 19 Kids and Counting, which premiered in 2008 and ran until 2015. Josh Duggar was known publicly as a family values advocate and worked with organizations that promoted conservative Christian beliefs. However, his public image began to decline following a series of controversies that emerged starting in 2015. In 2015, it became public knowledge that Josh Duggar had previously been investigated for inappropriate behavior as a teenager. TLC canceled 19 Kids and Counting shortly thereafter. Further complications arose when Duggar was named in the Ashley Madison data breach, which he later admitted was true, causing him to step away from public life temporarily. Though these controversies were damaging to his public image and family relationships, they did not result in criminal charges at the time. That changed in 2021 when Duggar was arrested on federal child bad charges. In April 2021, Josh Duggar was arrested by federal agents on charges related to the possession and receipt of child bad abuse material. Authorities stated that the investigation had been ongoing for months, involving electronic devices and forensic evidence obtained from a business Duggar owned. The trial took place in December 2021. The prosecution presented extensive digital forensic evidence, including files downloaded onto Duggar's work computer and witness testimonies from federal investigators. The defense argued issues with the credibility of the evidence, but a federal jury found Duggar guilty on 2 counts, receiving and possessing child bad abuse material. On May 25, 2022, he was sentenced to 12 years and 7 months in federal prison. The judge also imposed 20 years of supervised release upon completion of his sentence, as well as restrictions on his internet access and interaction with minors. Following his sentencing, Josh Duggar was transferred to FCI Seewald, a low-security federal correctional institution in Texas. Federal prisons like FCI Seewald are subject to Bureau of Prisons regulations regarding inmate behavior, sentence reductions, visitation, and rehabilitation programs. Reports from public records and media have indicated that Duggar's time in prison has included both routine corrections activity and additional attention due to his notoriety. His access to visitors, correspondence, and work assignments has followed standard BOP protocols. His projected release date was initially set for August 2032, based on the 151-month sentence and accounting for federal good conduct time allowances. However, as of 2025, that release date has been modified again. According to updated records from the Federal Bureau of Prisons, Josh Duggar's release date has been revised. While federal officials have not released a detailed explanation for the change, these updates typically involve recalculations based on good conduct, program participation, and administrative adjustments. As of the latest update, his new projected release date is now set for replacing the previously established timeline. These modifications do not necessarily reflect early parole, as parole was abolished in the federal system in 1987, but may include sentence adjustments under the First Step Act or other policy-related reductions. In the federal system, inmates are not eligible for parole, but may reduce their sentences through various avenues, including good conduct time. Inmates can earn up to 54 days of good conduct time per year, calculated based on behavior and compliance with prison regulations. Rehabilitation programs. Participation in programs, such as REDAPO or educational and vocational training, may result in additional time reductions. First Step Act credits. The First Step Act allows inmates to earn time credits by completing approved rehabilitative programs and activities. Those credits may be used toward early transfer to pre-release custody or supervised release. Any change in release date must be verified and updated in the Bureau of Prisons Inmate Locator, which is public. The Duggar family, well known for their conservative beliefs and large social media presence, has offered limited public commentary since Josh Duggar's conviction. His wife, Anna Duggar, has continued to support him publicly, although she has largely remained out of the spotlight. Other members of the Duggar family have expressed varying degrees of distance or support. For example, Jill Duggar Dillard and Dillard have spoken out in favor of accountability and justice, maintaining that they support the legal process. Jinger Duggar Vuolo released a memoir in which she addressed some of her family's background and stated her belief in transparency and accountability, though she refrained from discussing her brother's legal case in detail. The public reaction to Duggar's revised release date has largely mirrored the general discourse since his conviction. Many continue to follow the case closely, given the prominence of the Duggar family in American media and religious culture. A change in the release date, while routine in federal custody, may carry broader implications for Josh Duggar and his family. These include supervised release preparation. If Duggar is released earlier than expected, supervised release arrangements must be made sooner, including housing, employment, and compliance with digital access restrictions. Family planning. Anna Duggar and their 7 children may begin preparing for a family reunification timeline based on the updated schedule. Media and public interest. Media outlets and fans of the Duggar family will likely renew attention to the case upon any further updates to the prison timeline. The recalculation of Josh Duggar's sentence highlights broader discussions around federal sentencing policies, prison reform, and the First Step Act. Advocates for reform argue that rehabilitation and good conduct should be rewarded with earlier reintegration into society, especially if the offender participates meaningfully in correctional programs. Others emphasize the importance of serving full sentences in cases involving serious offenses, especially crimes involving vulnerable populations. As of mid-2025, Josh Duggar remains in custody at FCI Seewald, following his 2022 conviction. His revised release date is now active in the federal records, and any future changes will also be publicly posted. There is no known appeal pending that could reverse his conviction or significantly alter his sentence. His previous appeals have been rejected by federal courts, and his legal team has not issued recent public statements regarding additional filings. Upon release, Duggar will be subject to 20 years of supervised release, restrictions on contact with minors, regular check-ins with probation officers, limitations on internet access and device monitoring. These post-release conditions are standard for individuals convicted of similar offenses under federal law. Josh Duggar's journey from reality TV star to federal inmate continues to attract attention, not only due to his public profile, but also due to the complex issues at play involving family, faith, criminal justice, and public accountability. The revised prison release date represents another chapter in a long and evolving story. While the legal process surrounding Duggar has largely concluded, the social and personal repercussions are likely to continue long after his eventual release. His case remains a high-profile example of how criminal justice intersects with fame, media scrutiny, and public expectations. For now, the federal prison system will continue to govern his custody status under established regulations, with transparency provided through official channels. Critics question where TF Ben and Jessa Duggar's sixth kid is possibly going to go in their house. Ben and Jessa Duggar Seewald, former stars of TLC's Counting On, are once again under scrutiny. This time, the controversy revolves not around family beliefs or public statements, but their living situation. As the couple prepares to welcome their sixth child, many online observers and critics are openly wondering where exactly this new baby is going to fit within their reportedly modest home. The question has spread across forums, social media, and commentary sections. Where is baby 6 going to sleep? In this deep dive report, we will examine the background of the Duggar-Seewald family's living arrangement, how the internet has responded to the news of their expanding family, and what the broader implications are for conversations surrounding family size, privacy, and public opinion. Ben and Jessa Seewald have become household names for viewers familiar with 19 Kids and Counting and its spin-off Counting On. Known for their conservative Christian values and focus on family life, they have consistently shared personal milestones with the public. Jessa, the fifth of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar's 19 children, has long been recognized as one of the more open and media-savvy Duggar siblings. The couple married in 2014 and welcomed their first child in 2015. Since then, their family has grown to include 5 children: Spurgeon, Henry, Ivy, Fern, and baby 5, who was born in late 2023. In early 2025, Jessa and Ben announced that they are expecting their 6th child. While many congratulated them on the new addition, the announcement quickly sparked debate not over the pregnancy itself, but the logistics of housing a large family in what some fans have called a tight space. Ben and Jessa live in a relatively modest home located in Arkansas. Unlike some other public figures who have upgraded to larger, more luxurious residences as their families expanded, the Seewalds have remained in what appears to be a small 3-bedroom home. Through occasional glimpses shared on social media and in YouTube videos, followers have pieced together the general layout of their house. It's believed that 2 of the bedrooms are currently occupied by the children, likely separated by gender or age, and the 3rd is used by Ben and Jessa. Critics point out that the home may be reaching its maximum capacity. Floor space, sleeping arrangements, and shared living areas have all come under question. Observers are now voicing concerns about whether this environment can continue to accommodate such a growing family. Some comments reflect curiosity, others concern, and a growing number are openly critical. The internet's response to the Seewalds' baby news has ranged from heartfelt congratulations to sharp criticism. Comments like, "Where will this baby even sleep?" and "Are they stacking bunk beds to the ceiling?" flood comment sections. Reddit threads and parenting forums have discussed the situation at length, often under headlines that range from humorous to blunt. 6 kids in that house? They must be turning closets into nurseries. At this point, is there even floor space left? While some users argue that family closeness can compensate for lack of square footage, others believe it's irresponsible to continue expanding a family without increasing living accommodations. Others point out the apparent contradiction in advocating for large families while remaining in a home that may no longer be functional for that purpose. A key part of this discussion centers on the blurred line between public and private life. Since Jessa has long chosen to share parts of her home and family life on YouTube and Instagram, she has opened the door to public feedback, both positive and negative. However, critics are often met with pushback from Duggar loyalists, who claim it's no one else's business how the Seewalds live or manage their space. It's a debate that reflects broader themes in the world of influencers and online families. When do personal decisions become public interest? And how much can someone share online before people feel justified in giving unsolicited opinions? Not everyone is critical. Many supporters of Ben and Jessa argue that children don't need sprawling homes or private rooms to thrive. They cite the Duggars' own upbringing, where multiple children often shared a single room, as evidence that large families can function happily in small spaces. Fans also point out that what seems cramped to some may be perfectly adequate to others. Supporters often note Jessa's evident dedication to her children, her organized household routines, and the emotional warmth the family seems to share. "Love makes a house a home," some commenters write. Others add, "Their kids look happy, healthy, and loved. That's what matters." Jessa Duggar Seewald has never been one to shy away from addressing online criticism. In the past, she's clapped back at viewers who criticized her parenting choices, her home's cleanliness, or her children's behaviors. In one notable instance, she responded to accusations about her housekeeping with a video tour of her home, acknowledging imperfections while emphasizing that her priority is caring for her children, not maintaining Instagram-ready aesthetics. Given this pattern, it wouldn't be surprising if Jessa eventually responds to the criticism surrounding Baby 6, whether that takes the form of a video tour, a Q&A, or an Instagram caption. Followers are likely watching closely. The Seewald's choice to remain in a smaller home while expanding their family is not unusual when viewed in the context of the broader Duggar family philosophy. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar famously raised 19 children in a home that, though large by square footage, relied on careful scheduling, shared responsibilities, and very few luxuries. The Duggars have always emphasized resourcefulness, faith, and contentment over material excess. Jessa and Ben appear to be continuing this tradition. Whether out of personal conviction, financial priorities, or comfort, their decision not to move may reflect a deeper value system rather than mere oversight. Experts in child development and family psychology often have differing opinions on shared living arrangements. While some research suggests that children benefit from having private space for sleep and study, other studies highlight the value of shared rooms in teaching cooperation, communication, and conflict resolution. Many large families across the globe make similar arrangements, particularly in urban or lower-income settings. Critics may be projecting certain middle-class expectations onto a family that consciously lives by different standards. Despite the current setup, it remains to be seen whether the Seewalds plan to upgrade to a larger home. It's entirely possible that the couple is planning a move, but hasn't made that information public yet. Jessa has previously shared major updates only after plans were finalized. In fact, some fans speculate that the couple might already be considering options for relocation or even custom renovations to their current home to better accommodate their growing family. The online buzz over where Ben and Jessa Seewald's sixth child will sleep may seem petty to some and relevant to others. Ultimately, the issue touches on broader themes of personal choice, public scrutiny, family values, and digital transparency. While critics may question the logistics, and fans may leap to defend, the Seewalds appear committed to continuing their lives as they see fit with, or without outside approval. Whether they remain in their current home or make plans for expansion, one thing is certain: public interest in the Duggar family's next chapter remains as strong as ever. As the Seewalds prepare for baby number 6, they walk a familiar line between public sharing and private life. For all the questions about square footage and sleeping arrangements, the core reality remains: this is a family growing in size, with values deeply rooted in faith and tradition. Whether or not the house grows with them remains to be seen, but the conversation is far from over.